Hello there guys and welcome. I'm Josh from JB Gaming and we're going to be playing some State of Decay 2 today. What we're going to try and do is going to do like a more of a let's play, sort of just casual sort of guide through the campaign. Just you guys sit back, ride and enjoy it with me basically. So yeah, we've played a little bit the last couple of weeks and started a new community today, so we can go through step by step. People can see if you're thinking about getting the game, you know, if you've maybe played a bit of the game, you're looking for some tips, perhaps we can help you out. But yeah, we're going to have a look through which duo to start with. We did start with the old buddies last game, so we're probably going to do something different today, just to mix it up a little bit. Okay, I've heard cardio is pretty easy to increase, from what I've been reading. So, I don't think that's too important. I'm really good at fighting. Fighting and shooting. I think we're going to go for the odd couple, just because of the fighting buff at the start. I think it might help. Let's see how we get on. Straight off the bat, we're into some action. Let's go find some food and shelter. Great start, taking a hit right off the bat. Go with a bandage though, we can restore some health with. I know from experience now this back breaks no matter what we do, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And I've also learned that fast searching and searching normally, there's no real difference in the loot, but you can attract a lot of zombies while fast searching. You draw a lot of attention to yourself, and I find stealth is more the aim of the game. Yes, it's pretty, as you can see, it's pretty basic tutorial. Sort of just got to gather the loot, a few basic engagements. trying to find a new weapon. Got a new weapon. Okay, so as you can see, it talks you through how to equip everything at the start. Just did that by pressing F. Just reopen the inventory. Put your foot in it there, didn't you, buddy? We're having some mild Jeremy Kyle drama there in between our odd couple. Plenty of bandages now. Nice. Okay, it's efficient. Nice, it's got it. Well, she actually did better than me. I'm just going to leave her to kill him from now on, I think. So get through the door. Thank you. Close that behind us. Okay, let's come through here. Even though I'm sure that door is closed. She's been bitten. pretty ominous, isn't it? A machete while our girlfriend's suffering from a bite. Take on the Erodus, save for the trouble. Yeah, I think I'd be terrible in the actual zombie apocalypse. Messed that up. Left control. That's not right. Okay. Yeah, let's run. Okay. Cheers, Zod. Oh, it doesn't look good, guys. Not sure if I want to be in a room full of bodies in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. demanding, man. How do I help you? Talk to mine. Okay. Pistol. Let's head down for the valley, shall we? I played the plateau last game. Pretty good area. Enjoyed it. I'm having fun with that save. Currently on day 10. I'm hoping we can do a few things better this time round. So, that was the tutorial. Seems pretty standard, same as the last one I did. I think that's going to be the same every time you play it, obviously. But I did get an option that once you've completed, or at least played for a certain amount of days, you can skip that when you start a new community, so you don't have to go for that every time. But I thought I'd include it in this one just to kind of show people start to finish what the game's about. Okay, so this is the part where we get to find our home. Okay, so this is the map. These are sort of observation points. You can go in, we'll go to this one now, I'll show you. Yeah, you can go and kind of scout all the buildings in the area. We've got the soldier accompanying us. So just like when you're sprinting, by the way, holding shift allows you to climb and descend the ladders quickly. Just going to survey the area. I just do this by aiming down sight and just kind of pointing, as you can see. There we go. careful not to jump down stuff. I found the falling damage is quite ridiculous. Even small sort of inclines. Not too bad as he says that. We're fine there, but yeah, falling off rocks like this, taking a bit of a hit unexpectedly. So yeah, just mind the falling damage. Right, I'm going to follow this road, just mark the waypoint. So as you can see, the controls down here. And now we've scouted, we can see some of the resources available to us, which once we've got the homestead, these will come in quite handy for upgrading and improving our settlement. Oops. That's a helmet. Friend of yours? Yeah, so as you can see, it's quite easy to avoid sort of smaller packs. Okay, looks like we're rolling up in Alexandria. So here, this doesn't like a homestead, even though I've got no beds. I've got to the wrong place. This is my home for now. Okay. Getting a bit too clever for myself there. I'm not just following the quests. Yeah, quests are listed down here. In hindsight, I should have checked it. But never mind. I've cleared the refuge. Take a look at this building on the way, shall we? As you can see in the top left, we can get some ammunition, which is a base resource for later on once we do establish a homestead. They come in like large rucksacks, which you'll see shortly, hopefully, if we find one. like the fact that you've got the freedom to kind of explore. Ammunition, we'll take some of that. Not that we've got the guns to use at the moment, but you never know what we might find. Okay, another pistol. A suppressor. Which will attach to our current weapon. Portable generator. Looks like a gun case of some sort. Let's see what we get. There we go. So these are the backpacks, and you kind of go into this slot here. You can dispose of them back at your homestead. 44 weapon rounds. Okay. We'll come back for those in a minute. I've got a plan. As we can only use one weapon, we should go back to the homestead just up the road here. Drop off the loot we've just got and double back on ourselves. So let's check out this suppressor, shall we? Nice. Oops. Kate. There we go. It took a while to get that, didn't it? Wrong one. There we go. So let's drop off. We should take a few more rounds for. Keep the slots free. Yeah, suppressor is really useful because a lot of the time you can draw more attention to yourself than you intend to when you're firing your weapons, which isn't good because obviously you're firing them as a sort of last case scenario most of the time, I find, from my experience anyway, and those are the sort of times you don't want to be drawing more trouble to yourself. So yeah, I play with friends who kind of, some people go all out with the guns. I've got some of my friends like to do the stealth, sneaky sort of tactic. I'm kind of, I like to say I'm in the middle, just because I can't decide what I prefer. But yeah, there's options for different play styles, and obviously different characters are going to fit how you like to play better than others. But you have to sort of play all the characters, because fatigue, wounds, all this sort of stuff comes into play. So you might have your favourite character, but you find yourself playing as some of your new recruits to increase their standing, and there's a lot to it from what I've played so far. There's a lot to this game. It's not just a just go around and shoot zombies, survive, a bit like Dead Rising, it can get a bit tedious. I find there's a lot more to the sort of tactical aspect in terms of how you equip people and level them up. It's quite interesting. I found myself spending more time pondering over my survivors and who to equip with what and level in what aspect than I was looting at the start of the game. So yeah. Watch his back. so yeah, we've drawn some attention, I think. Nice as hard. The ground floor first. Make sure nothing at the back here is gonna. Okay, yes, you can see the pop up here, securing the building. So you've got to explore every room, clear the zombies, and then you can claim it. Same with outposts, very similar sort of aspect. You have to explore and clear basically. And then you also get little pop-ups. I don't know if you noticed in the last building we had containers. It'll pop up with a list of the containers that you've got to search for. It's quite useful in keeping track. Buildings you've already looted previously as well. What have I missed? Upstairs maybe? What have I not explored? Ah, the outbuilding. Okay, that's secure. So yeah, these little flags, claim them, so that tells you what we get. So we get a kitchen, a master bedroom, double bunk room, so we've got places to sleep everyone, which comes, that's very important. If you have more survivors than beds, it creates morale penalties, you know, eventually it affects your stamina, your HP, everything like that. It's so in depth. There's a lot to cram in. You'll sort of, I find it easier to explain while doing rather than try and explain stuff and then yeah going back on myself. So we'll kind of talk you through everything like that once we get there. But yeah, for now we're just going to keep it simple. Claim this home site. Yeah, I can drop off. So you see, I can drop off my ammunition there that I found earlier. All the supplies were looted. All will stay here. This is the same, by the way, if you play multiplayer with friends. Anything you loot, you can put in the supply locker at their homestead, and it will be on your character, on your game, when you go back into single player. So it can be quite useful to sort of help your friends out rather than, you know, because I know a lot of people were saying about the multiplayer, but I really like that aspect. I think there's too many games like this that are open world PvP sort of. As soon as you loot something up, someone that's been playing the game a lot longer than you, is a lot better than you, shoots you with a shotgun, steals shit, you're starting from square one, you know. It can be frustrating, not naming any games in particular there, but yeah. I like, this is a, I didn't play much of the first game, I'll be honest, but I had a few friends that were really keen on this one. We sort of agreed to all get it, and I've been enjoying playing single player and with friends. Let's close this gate. lurking there. Without an infirmary will lose to blood plague. This video for building materials. Okie dokie, no problem, thank you. So, there you go. What have we got here? We've got fuel, meds, food. Okay, so we're not too bad. Here's we're under attack. Very nice, thank you, is it? Okay, build facility. So yeah, you get, if I remember rightly, by pressing B, yes. This is sort of your base layout. So you can see you have slots in your base, each do different things. In each slot you can craft different buildings. So you see we have a choice from the smaller slots. You can build all sorts of different, and these will help with your overall. You see we get morale and training buffs here. You get defense utilities, a rain collector, so we could build a rain collector now, start collecting water. I don't think that's necessary at the moment. But yeah, we're looking to build the infirmary, I believe, for the quest, so that'll be one of the small slots. We'll see what we get. And for now, we need to go and get the resources. So you see, yeah, the radio, it popped up at the bottom there. Gives us, I found this quite useful, by the way. Don't make the mistake I made. Be very careful when you get a vehicle. This is something, you know, I say while doing, but hopefully we're not going to do this on these videos. Keep your eyes open when you're using a vehicle. Try and stick to the roads. Going off roads across a plain, like this sort of flat area down here, I think would be okay, but many a time, being the idiot I am, I've had vehicles have sort of tried to navigate terrain like this, wedged the vehicle, and been unable to move it, and effectively lost that vehicle. So that's just a bit of a heads up for you guys. Vehicles are also, like I say, when we get one, we'll talk through it more, but I found myself now got a really good technique for going out and looting. Kind of me, another survivor, taking the vehicle, sort of 8-slot vehicle that you can find later in the game, and you can really, you know, spend a lot of time getting your loot sorted. Okay, so let's have a loot around. So yeah, you can see what I was talking about earlier, containers searched was the third thing. It usually pops up. So there's 3 containers here, just searching a second now, I'm just thinking the other one might be at the top of the tower. Check up here quickly. I believe that's drivable. Surveyed. Oh yeah, we skipped the jumper gun, didn't we? Let's get the container first. Okay, done quite well for ammo. Took me ages in the last game to find ammo. Yeah, you see we're uncovering all these places now. We can go and explore. Ambulance, that is a vehicle we can use for definite. Assuming the one down here must be total. No. Nice. Yeah, much better start than the last game. I've already got a vehicle and lots of ammo. Jump the gun a bit there. Road racer. Police cruiser. That's okay, vehicles are plenty around here. I don't think we're going to hit it from there. 2-2 pistol. Okay, so we need materials. Ambulance there, food and ammo, fuel. Okay, we need this building over here. Take the ambulance. Oh, no thank you. Beat up ambulance. Let's check the building quickly. Should have filled the ambulance up before we come in here, but you live and learn. Let's try. Let's fill the ambulance up first and draw everyone's attention. Okay, we've got first aid in the back of here as well, nice. Hoping to get a food resource. Right, some more ammo. This ambulance was pretty beat up, to be fair. Space in the back for that. Grenade shoot. And go straight away. Got the rucksack we need. So as Mumbo looks things. Oh, an 8-slot backpack. So to help out things. Some parts too. Okay, so we've got the infants to claim that yet. Here's a cool trick. You can, by using T, transfer materials straight from the boot of your car into your base. Okay, so we need to build the infirmary. So we'll use the small slot in the backyard. There we go, you can see it's highlighted by the exclamation mark. That's going to be built in 5 minutes. Don't too much about the radio side of things at the minute, guys, but I did do a quest of an enclave on my previous game, and they then provided me with medical support. So, like, yeah, it can be, having friends can be useful. Using the radio, I'm sure there's a well, let's leave it to sleep. I'm sure there's benefits which I probably don't understand. Yeah, if anyone knows more about that, please. Someone hard at work. Okay, so you see we've got a couple of optional quests now. We can go and recover our vehicle. Or we can go and do some looting. See, we're currently yellow on food. Meds, which to be fair we could do with a bit of everything. So what we might do is take the vehicle out. Do we have a gas can? I don't think we looted a gas can yet, did we guys? Generator. No gas can. So we're taking the ambulance back out. Take a look then. So we need to head down here. We can pick up one of everything there pretty much on the way. Same again on the way back. So we'll head down to the vehicle first. Forever doing that. Loot what's in there. Then probably do this side of the street on the way back up. Ah, so there's our food. I haven't got gas. I think I'm gonna leave those in the boot. We'll refuel this, we'll leave that hunk of shit ambulance here. I don't want to refuel that, nope. Let's just double check we haven't left anything in the boot, because it's not the trunk, it's the boot. There we go, we're good. Right, so as you can see we can refuel now we have the resource. Okay, so we're going to hop in. So that's food, so we're okay for food. This one, that's food again. Meds and fuels what we want. Right. I take ammo light. Let's just park up here. Which one's this? This is our meds. Yeah, these items, I can say from experience, I was keeping hold of them, hoarding them like hell when I first got them, thinking, oh yeah, they might be useful for this, might be useful for... The only thing I found them good for is you get certain wandering traders, other enclaves you can trade with. If you need an influence boost, say to upgrade a structure or take an outpost, I tend to keep hold of them until then. Fill a vehicle up, fill a survivor up, take them to an enclave and you can get a real big boost of influence, which is your main sort of resource currency in this game for leveling your base and claiming outposts. So yeah, it's a useful way, a little useful tip there, sort of save up these luxury items for when you need them, because it can be very tempting a lot of the time. Like I'm in the building now, I will leave this if I don't need it, knowing where it is to come back, sort of, you know, being close to my base, and you can sort of drop stuff and it stays there. I don't know for how long, but you know, certain places I've dropped 3 or 4 of these to clear out space for ammunition, weapons example, which I found which have been what I would consider higher priority, and then when I've needed to, I've come back, collected them, filled up the vehicle, and it's job done. You get the best of both worlds. You still get all your extra influence, and you don't have to leave any good loot behind that you might need at the short term. And there we go. Our medical resources. Seeds. Okay, so already you can see from the start Mauricio, he's quite a well-rounded sort of survivor. Almost leveled out his cardio. You can choose, once these have reached max level, you can then specialise, I believe, in a field. You get 2 choices for each one. Sort of gives you a bit more uniqueness and variety between characters again. You could have 2 characters that are maxed out and they've gone completely different builds. Drop that off. So we'll drop that off now, and then we'll use the one. Had to heal up a little. Yes, you can probably see now my stamina bar on the left. I have the disease, and my max stamina is decreased. I believe that is because my survivor's tired. Yeah, he's fatigued. So it gives us a negative buff, so you have to keep an eye on this stuff, guys. Like I said, sometimes it's better to switch through survivors. But you can see a better example of it here now. You can actually see it in play, and you know what I'm talking about. Let's check the garage for the fuel. Nice, some more food. So we're pretty well stocked in the food department now. Case of chemicals, stuff like that's really useful for upgrading your base. As you can see, used for upgrading gardens. In the case of chemicals, wherever they went, did I pick them up? Apparently not. Got a bit too excited. Yeah, in case of chemicals, used for crafting and upgrading facilities. So stuff like that, I class. It stacks as well, so it's easier to sort of get a lot of that in one trip out. I believe we've got company. Oh, I believe my weapon's broken. I've got a fuel resource. Okay. I think we had 1 space left in the car for this backpack. Then we can come back and put that one on our backs. Pipe bomb, yes please. Let's go drop this off. So yeah, you can see what I mean by about being efficient with your looting as well. It's it's very tempting to sort of get stuff you need, run back to your base, but I find it to be a lot more time efficient if you sort of plan your trips like we did then, down to the vehicle, do this sort of route for the stuff we needed, fill the car up, You'll save yourself a lot of time that way. It's just a lot more efficient than like individually. Like certain examples, like on my old save, sorry. Really good example of this is I'm struggling for food at the moment. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of other resources, but because I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started, I just kind of looted the food from closest around me as and when I needed it. Whereas now I'm having to go further afield, sort of plan trips out to go and get sorry, struggling with parking now. Yeah, plan trips out to go and get just food, and I find it's not so good for me. Whereas I do it this way, I get an even spread of resources. It's a lot more time efficient than just searching for one resource in particular, is what I was trying to say there, guys. Oh, that doesn't sound good. There we go. I believe before we change out our survivors. Oh, and we've leveled up our cardio. So right, I'll be able to show you an example now. So as you can see, once this has got out of my way, let's just come back to that in a second, guys. Let's just do this. Yeah, you can press N to kind of switch between members of the community. This slot is for your leader. I don't select the leader straight away. I like to develop the characters a little bit first and see, you know, what sort of, to get choices with your leaders. Get, for example, in the last game I had builder and warlord, and provided me with different building chains. So depending on what sort of play style you like, whether you want to be a sort of more passive player, like making friends, or whether you want to be a more sort of aggressive player. I know the warlord gives you benefits like making ammunition that you need. This can be obviously very useful if you find yourself doing a lot of fighting. I personally went for the builder, but I'm going to see this playthrough, hopefully, what players are capable of what. But now we've got that out of the way, we'll go back to what we were talking about, let's specialise. So, got three choices here. Marathon, sprinting costs less stamina, fatigue accrues more slowly. That could be useful. Powerhouse, so you see I'm better, I've got a drop kick attack, better at fighting. And backpacking, which increases my carrying capacity. I went backpacking on my last one, so for this one I think I'm going to take the powerhouse. I've took him for his fighting, so if I kind of plan to level up his fighting, I think powerhouse will go quite well with that. So yeah, we'll specialise that. So now you see the benefits we get. Left shift and space to drop kick, thank you. So yeah, the benefits, plus 21%, plus 21 sorry, max stamina, plus minus 25% grappling and stamina cost, minus 4% melee stamina cost, and then we get the special attacks as well. So yeah, that coupled with his fighting, I think going to be quite good. But for now we need to complete the quest, check Sid into the infirmary. So you can see we've just built the infirmary building. And we're going to just come to the base now, interact with it, and I can stand in the right spot. There we go. So you see, yeah, before I'll go through this quickly. These are sort of, each building has this, you kind of have, you see you can upgrade there once you've got the required resources. You know, you can, medical help finds a good tip, sort of, when your characters are injured you might have missed them, always check the medical help just to tell you if you've got someone that you can fix basically. But obviously that does cost a resource, so be wary when spending what you've got. You can craft stuff like bandages for the time being. As you increase you can create these better as well, you can get better stuff, you know. For now we're going to check Sydney. There we go. checked in. Someone's talking to us from asleep, apparently. Okay, so friendly neighbour. Nearby survivors looking for help. Drop off these for now. I'm planning on switching over to another character, but we'll save that for the next video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I obviously appreciate all sorts of feedback, likes, comments, subscriptions, you know, things I can do better, you know, things you enjoyed. If you could let me know in the comments down below, guys, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Very much enjoying playing this game. Hopefully, if you guys liked what you saw, we can carry this save on, you know, maybe do a couple of episodes a week.